Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's Hump Day, Wednesday, yes, and usually this would be our Wedded Bliss Day, but we like to keep you on your toes, so we've changed it up this week. And instead of having a Wedded Bliss show, we have got the legend that is Dave from the Irish Hotspur coming on. But in completely unlike Dave fashion, she says, nudge, nudge, he's running late, but he will be here. But in the meantime, you've got myself and Jimbo. And talking of Jimbo, how the devil are you, Jimbo?
Good, thank you. Very
Yeah,
good.
good.
Looking
He's had
forward
his
to the
haircut,
show with Dave.
had his haircut, had a shave,
The shave
looking,
haircut, yeah.
looking bang tidy, if I do say so
I
myself.
trimmed the pubes as well.
Oh, is there any need to lower the tone like that? Can't you just say, yeah, I had a shave?
Oh, I had a shave.
At the minute, I've got 18 in, and I haven't got a single comment. I hope. There we go. I was just going to say, I hope StreamYard isn't playing up. Big up, Revenite. How are you feeling after the defeat at the weekend? Are you gutted that the quad is off for Liverpool? I think it was, without sounding too cliche, a game of two halves and a game where people didn't take their chances. But yeah, let me know how you're feeling. I haven't seen you, so are you upset, or are you doing the whole "we've got bigger fish to fry"? Big up, Piccolo. Good afternoon to you, and happy Wednesday. Big up, GBC fan. Hello, Kate and Jimbo. I'm starting to calm down. I'm still fuming. Are you fuming because of missed chances? Are you fuming because of referee decisions? Are you fuming? Tell us why.
Because you lost.
Klopp's little psychopathic outburst at the end where he stormed out of the press conference. Tell us why you're fuming.
I actually think it'd be good for Liverpool to have a change. I really do.
What, a change of manager?
Yeah, I think it's going to do him good. I think he's got a big stagnant there.
GBC, be nice. Be nice. Cry harder. If Revenite was a gooner, I might allow that. But, you know, we like Revenite. He's not a chirper, so... nothing worse than throwing away a game and my fan base quick to brush it under the carpet. Because Sam wasn't. I don't know if you saw his absolute epic meltdown, one of the greatest pieces of YouTube I've ever seen, where he called out everyone in the fan base that are happy clappers and just basically had the rant of all rants, which was hilarious. Big up, Rodders. Says, afternoon, gang. Jimbo, you're looking sharp today. You've got a date tonight. Actually, we are going out.
Yes. Rodney, I'm taking my wife out and my son to my mate's house, and we're going to have a Chinese.
So yeah,
as we finish, we're off.
He is looking very sharp. I shaved him yesterday, shaved and showered. I don't know what have you got changed into trousers yet, Jimbo?
No.
Or you still got he's still got his army bottoms on, but you can't see that, so we'll pretend that's not true. But yeah, we're just going to go out, have a nice Chinese with our bestie today, which will be nice. Revenite says, I've had to avoid most channels when I'm angry. I'm keen to avoid childish banter. I don't know if I could have taken it. I might return to the fan wilderness again. Do you know what? The thing is, what I find, obviously we had a terrible loss at the weekend. It's the reaction comments and the absolute meltdowns, and I can't cope with it. I just can't cope with it. I mean, it's one game, it's one loss, and all of a sudden we've got to question Ange and Levy and the world and his wife, but it is what it is. And speaking of the devil, look who we've got in today. This is like YouTube royalty in the house. We've got Dave, the legends from the Irish Hotspur.
How are we?
Good, thanks, Dave. How are you doing? Are you worn out?
Yeah, not too bad. Apologies for being late.
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, I was just at a checkup, and then I got back late, and then my emails wouldn't load up for some reason. So that's where I sent the link to get on here. So that's why I'm late. So I apologize.
It's okay. Doesn't matter. Better late than not at all. That's what I always say. You are lagging a little bit, yeah, Dave.
I'll log out and log back in.
All right, darling. Big up, Leo. Good to see you, darling. Afternoon, GBCs. Oh, sorry. I've said hello, but the amount of people saying Ange out was weird. Agreed. Big up, Shemtan. Very good to see you. Yes, date night. Afternoon, Andrew Gregory. Good to see you. By the way, I disagree with what Klopp did, and like Jim said, it would be nice to have a change of scenery. Yeah, sometimes a change is as good as a rest.
I think that he's run his course there, if you want to know the truth, and I think that it'd do him the world of good to get a new manager and freshen up the squad, and they will do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, when Spurs lose, I keep off YouTube. Yeah, I'm very particular about what I watch after a Spurs loss, because otherwise I would, I think, pull all my hair out. Big up Phil Coy says, afternoon, from a Spurs perspective, we go again, all is not lost. Yeah. Exactly. And the fact that Villa failed to capitalise on our loss has got to be something to be happy about. Good morning, Paul G. Says, good afternoon, all. What a panel, quiz. Afternoon, Rakdos. Hope you're well. Nice to see you. And big up Paul. Nick, who says, who has more shirt, Chang or Jim? P.S. My bag arrived. I don't know, it's close. But what did you think of your bag? Is it nice? Your man bag? Let us know your views on your man bag, Nick.
Nick, I have got a few shirts as it goes, but Kate's ordered me a bag.
Yeah, but a sling bag, one of those ones like that goes over the front or the back, that sort of
That's because I'm trendy.
Yeah, big up Rooty too. Not seen you for ages in here, so good to have you back. Big up to you. Klopp needs time off. You can tell he's at the end of his tether. He's bad at press conferences as it is, but when he's had enough, it's even worse. A little bit cringe. 10 games to go, 30 points. Yes, Nick, that's the spirit. It's a lot nicer than the picture. I'll be interested to see it because it looked quite plain in the picture. So, yeah, you'll have to send me a picture, Nick. But it's expensive. I hope she hasn't ordered you a bag to put over your head. Not yet, but he is back in bed now. So if he starts snoring, there may be a bag ordered to go over that head of his. Afternoon, Benji. Hope you're well. Good to see you. Dave is on his way. He's having a little bit of trouble with lagging, but he will be here. Watu says, big up Kate and Jimbo. Big up to you. Nice to see you. Nice. Got quite a few talking points today. I want to get Dave's take on a few things that's going on at Spurs. Things we have touched on, but I'm just interested to have his point of view. Daniel E, good to see you. Says, I'm not going nuts, but that's not the first performance like this season. This is not a one-off. The Brighton away game, we were cooked as well. Yeah, I get it, but it is still early days. And I know people go, well, it's 23 years. It's not 23 years for Ange. It's a few months for Ange. So, that's how I see it. By the way, Michael Edwards in, and now we've got Richard Hughes from Bournemouth, a sporting director. Yeah, you're doing well with your structure, a bit like Man United. They're building, well, a bit like we're supposed to be doing as well. Need to have a good structure in place to succeed. Big up, AJ. You feeling all right, my lovely? I hope you're okay. Members show tomorrow if you fancy coming on. I don't know how you are, but yeah, good to see you. And Jim needs a Carhartt. What's that? A Carhartt jacket and some wide jeans to be super trendy. Not wide jeans, no, definitely not. Kate, if the bad look plain in the picture, then it's going to look plain when he sends a picture.
That really made me laugh. I saw that. It's so true, though, Kate.
Nick just said it's nicer than it looked in the picture, right? Because it was a catalogue and they just kind of put one picture and it just looks like a plain black bag. But if it's nicer, then he might be able to show me.
It's just going to be another picture.
Oh, poo. Agnes out, Angie. At least Brighton, we were trying a new tactic against Fulham. We was just limp. Yeah, and there's nothing worse than being limp, let me tell you. People throwing around agendas that they will be Ange out if we sign Werner permanently is just sad. I'm saying nothing. Morning, old Jim would need a beanie too, and he would be full on hipster. Oh my God. Jim in a beanie, that would be funny.
What's a beanie?
Like one of them beanie hats, like a woolly hat that we've had to bobble.
Oh, all right.
Big up Rakdos for becoming a member. Welcome on board. Good to have you here. Yeah, I know. Kate and Jimbo, I'll be picking up my darts for the first time in years, joining the team with a former teammate of mine, so should be fun. Good for you.
I love the darts.
Yeah.
I love the darts. I watch it every week, Rev and I.
Yeah, he's starting playing. He's starting to play, which is good. Imagine Jimbo dressed like Basuma, the drip. Oh my God, don't. Get Jimbo some bell bottoms and platform shoes, and he'll be rocking.
No, that was back in the 60s and 70s.
Hello, beautiful Kate, and the sharp and suave Jimbo, trendy or us. I can't lie, you both look pucker, including Dave, who's sexy, as we all agreed yesterday. He will be back. He must be doing updates on his computer because he was lagging quite bad. Do you guys know or watch Butler's Empire from Woodall? What does that mean? What's Butler's Empire, Jimbo?
Don't know.
Nor do I. Please explain, Paul G. We could have lost 7 games. Wolves twice, Chelsea, Villa, West Ham, Brighton, Fulham. You could argue we could have won 3 of them. Yeah. Big up to Luke and Dan. Good to see you in. Hope you're doing well. Not seen you much lately, so hope you're doing good. We could have lost others, so it's fair. Swings and roundabouts and all that. Big up Eugene. Yeah, as always, he's saying Levy out. GBC says we should have beaten Villa, West Ham, and probably Brighton. Guys, you watched the new Shogun series yet? It's incredible. I've watched 4 of the 5 episodes. I've never heard of it. Have you, Jim?
No, I'm going to look it up now.
I don't watch a lot of telly, to be honest. Not telly that's on. Like I tend to watch things that I can binge on Netflix, or films or things I've already seen. I don't watch a lot of telly, whereas Jim watches everything.
Can I just say, I just looked it up and I know what he means, and I really want to see that. I really want to see it. It looks good.
What's it about?
You won't like it. It's like samurai days.
Even with 9, we look dangerous. Yeah, great. What's wrong with Jasper? Why does he keep barking? Big up, Mark CFC. Good to see you. Mrs. Paddle Duck says you look spiffing, Jimbo. Pajama bottoms and all. Anyone I've missed? I tell you what, Jim would love is SWAT. Oh, he watches SWAT. Do you still watch SWAT, Jimbo?
Do you know what, Nick? When I was bodyguard, I done a lot of training in different countries with different police, and I actually done some training with the SWAT team, and I do watch it, yeah. But believe me,
a bit cheesy, Nick, that program.
I trained with them for about 6 weeks, and it's not like the program. I promise you, it's not. When I see you, Nick, if you want, I'll explain more to you. But it's not like the program.
Big up, Rodders became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Welcome.
But the program is good.
Yes, he loves The Walking Dead. Please don't get onto The Walking Dead. That's the worst program ever.
It's one of my favourite programs ever.
I don't watch anything if it's not English because I can't read the subtitles because it means I've got to wear my glasses and then I get annoyed. So I just don't watch it. Just a family who live in Woodall Spa. I've got a few channels and all in about 200,000 subs. Didn't know if you knew the family, as Woodall Spa isn't big. No, the what's it called? The something Empire, the Butler's Empire or something. I'm going to look out for that. I didn't know. Do you know what? We've lived here 7 years. We don't really know anyone. Not going to lie.
We keep ourselves to ourselves. We stick to our YouTube friends.
But I'm going to look it up. But yeah, you're right. Woodall Spa isn't big at all. But I'll have a nosy.
There's someone.
The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live is a very good show. He watches every Walking Dead show there is. Big up, Mario. Good to see you. Can you imagine if we lose to Luton? No. Not being on, it's the time of year, brother. This time last year, and good mate last week, but I'm good trying to keep myself busy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Dan. Big loves to you. Good to see you regardless. But yeah, you know where we are if you want to reach out. Kate and Jim, Kinney's a good series to watch. Not seen that. Hi, Kate and Jimbo. Big up Chelsea boy. Piccolo, I've that shotgun is like new Game of Thrones. Don't like that. Don't like Game of Thrones. Jim, have you seen Kin?
Which one?
Kin.
No, but I've heard of it.
Was that Gemma?
Yeah.
I bet it's not. Yeah, Jim watches all the Walking Dead. Hi, Side Dancer. Good to see you. Wow, I'm so behind on the comments. Let me rush through them. Afternoon, Drew Lala. Calling out to Dave. Where are you, Dave? You can't touch Breaking Bad. What a series. What a series. Yep, Jim like Last of Us. An Irishman is lagging, or maybe we need some bragging, Dave, about Højbjerg starting against Luton. Yes, I am going to do that. Listen to that 100%. I've never seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Fair enough. Just family Liverpool's confusion. The Butler Empire. I've got it written down. Afternoon Trophy Dodgers. 43 watching, only 20 likes. Come on, guys. Big up, Bob. Not many people I'd let get away with that statement, but as it's you, big up to you. Morning, Bobby K. Hope you're well. Did you see the wife was advised by Bobby K to watch it? She binged it in like 2 months. Much love, appreciate that. Anytime, Dan. Afternoon, Chrysandro. Me and wife are watching Fire Country. Yeah, Jim's watching that.
I love that. It's a bit cheesy, but I really like it.
Cheesy, but that guy is so fit. I was going to watch it just for the fact that he's delish, but I thought I can't be bothered to watch it. North London's red. No comment. You're from South London. That's the only comment I'm making. Jim, have you watched The Walking Dead World Beyond? I think that's the worst show I've ever seen.
I watch every Walking Dead and the spin-offs. I've just started the new one with Rick Grimes in it.
Because Drooler, when I go on my membership, it showed you had 2 memberships, one under Drooler and one under Drooler. So you must have 2 YouTube accounts. Big up Zombie FX, who loves Cobra Kai, another one I've never seen. I'd like to say I don't watch a lot of telly. Didn't like Game of Thrones, except season 1, which I loved. As soon as Jason Momoa went out of it.
Game of Thrones was one of the best shows ever to be on telly.
Jason Momoa went out of it, Sean Bean went out of it, and from then on, for me, it just went... So, yeah, I liked the first season very much. Never got into it after that. South London is red, North London's white. Big up, Nick. That's what I was saying. Yeah, the Rick Grimes spin-off's very good.
Yeah.
Ellie says, I think you should get a bowler hat. You'll look extra pucker, spiffing, and quintessentially British, old chap. That's what? Do you know what? I have to say, I would love. He'd look like the pill. What's that called? Pillsbury Dough Man. Oh,
that's so not nice. That's so not. I'm going to put you on a sex ban now for a week.
I was going to come back with something or not. What the hell's happened to Biz? May need to step out for a few games. Yep, going to talk about that if we get time with Dave as well. Yes, you are top of the league. You keep singing away. Snowpiercer was very good in its first season, but the second and third are meh. I'm glad the fourth will finally air somewhat soon. No, that's not nice. I would say Monopoly Man. Yes, the little Monopoly Man with the cane. Yes. Because yes. What about the new James Bond? Yeah, I did see a post.
Who is it?
I can't remember the guy's name. If anyone can tell me, but he does not look anything like I imagine James Bond to be at all. I think it's a terrible choice. If it is who I read that it is, but I can't remember the guy's name. Jim will look more like Captain Manoin with a bowler. Oh no! I've just knocked my fan off. I've got to have it on because I've got a hot flush really bad. Here in he needs the monocle too. Sons of Anarchy, one of the greatest series ever made, purely because Jax Teller is one of the fittest humans to have ever stepped foot on this planet. So I've watched that so many times just because he is amazing. I adore him. Twice I've turned down the Bond role. What was that? Brooke Bond. Aaron Taylor Johnson, that's it. Jim, Google him. He don't look nothing like James Bond. He is a bad. Of all the people they could have picked, he's the worst, in my opinion. He's not.
Is he going to be definitely the new Bond?
Well, they reckon it's been leaked, unless there's been confirmation. Oh, that's one of Jim's favourites as well, Joey, Banshee.
Oh, I like that. Oh, that's got everything in it.
I was going to say liked it because the girls always got their bits out.
Boobs in it. It's got Jack and Danny's in it. It's got violence.
Jack and Danny's in it.
What's his name? Aaron what?
Aaron Taylor Johnson. Kate watches anything for the hunky dudes. Well, it helps. I don't really like watching much telly, but Sons of Anarchy, I can't cope with how fit that guy is.
What's he been in?
Trigger Point was good. Shemtown says, "Oh, just put Jimbo in a purple velvet suit and a magician's hat." Oh no, do you know what? If I put him in a purple suit, he'd look like Austin Powers. That'd be so funny. Love a bit of Minge in a TV series. Where you guys, you think I'm bad? You guys are terrible. Aaron Taylor Johnson loves a MILF. His wife is double his age. He's got curly hair, right? Oh my God, my cat is laying on my foot. Oh my God. Kate, watch 365 days. Some hotties on there. What, hottie men or hottie women? Because I like to see the hottie men. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. But I love Wentworth, 13 Reasons Why I love Sons of Anarchy, Breaking Bad, Penny Dreadful, Salem, all those. So rather than watch a new season, I just go back and watch them ones because I know I love them. I can't be bothered to get too invested in a new show. We watched that new Michelle Keegan one the other day, Fool Me Once or Fool Me Twice or something. I weren't mad on that, and it had been hyped up so much. Yeah, Yellowstone. Jim loves that. He likes all the spoofs.
The Yellowstone is absolutely fantastic.
I am going to watch that because it looks good. I must admit.
I will watch it again. It's so good, and they got some spin-offs as well. 1923, I think it is. What?
1923, isn't it?
Yeah, and another one, and they're all three of them are really good.
Oh, I'll give it a watch. Yeah, Penny Dreadful was amazing. Seen that about 10 times. AJ's going to be upset. He wanted his man crush Henry Cavill to be the next Bond. I know. I don't know where Dave is. Let me message him to make sure everything's all right. Yeah. I've messaged him. She was fit, that bird. Yeah. Jim loves her. The girl out Penny Dreadful, didn't you, Jimbo? The posh one.
Oh, she's so hot.
Ange and I just finished The Gentleman. Ray Winston, Vinnie Jones, and Theo James. I haven't watched that yet. Is it good, Ellie? Because the film is one of my favourites, but I've not seen the series. Just finished watching The Gentleman.
You just read that, didn't you?
Oh no, because Ellie said it and Potato Stew said it straight after. Pigeon monologue made me think of Lee Smithy Smith. Didn't love the spin-offs of Yellowstone.
Oh, I liked them. I thought they were good. But Yellowstone is just like phenomenal.
Big up Andrew and Gregory. Oh, Yogi and Boo Boo in Yellowstone. I did that joke as well. Ava Green, that's it. She is beautiful.
Oh, she's just so sexy. It's unbelievable. Not as sexy as you, darling, but she's sexy.
Thanks. Henry Cavill is too sensible. He has too much common sense to be anything too mainstream. They screw him over at the opportunity. I don't like Henry Cavill for Bond either. The Gentleman was brilliant, loved it. It's so well acted. Lots of violence and killings, but not as bad as Squid Games. I don't like Squid Games.
Oh, I enjoyed Squid Games. I thought that was good. William liked that.
I thought that was absolutely pathetic. The thing is with James Bond, it's got to be someone that women find attractive. And I don't think Henry Cavill is attractive. I don't think the guy they've picked is attractive. I think the guy who was in The Bodyguard was quite a good shout, but I can't remember his name.
Well, what's Henry Cavill been in?
Oh, loads of stuff. Loads. But it wasn't he Henry Cavill. I'm trying to think of it, one of his big films. Loads of things you've seen. Arsenal are like the elephant at the top of a tree. No one knows how it got there, but it's certainly coming crashing down. Oh, Gooner. I like that analogy, but you're obviously not that confident then. So did Jimbo, Rodney. He used to fancy Scully from the X-Files.
Yeah.
Yeah, Squid Game's pathetic. Yeah, Idris Elba, I think, would have been a decent Bond. Yeah, Henry Cavill, Superman. That's it.
Oh, I know you mean.
I don't fancy him. He's not suave enough.
Yeah, he was Superman, wasn't he? Big fella, massive he is.
Henry Cavill has people fawning over him, building a PC. I know women on the internet like. Oh, I think he's revolting. Manifest, yeah, Jim watched that. Can you see my husband watches every single
but
thing?
I wasn't. It was good, but I think that they pushed it on too long.
Yeah, but my point is, Jim, not about the show. It's that you watch everything. This is me. Tom Hardy should be the next Bond. Rough, ready, but gorgeously handsome, and he can be suave because in The Craze he was so suave. He would have been absolutely bloody perfect. Tom Hardy. I'd definitely watch Bond if Tom Hardy was in. I couldn't cope. Kate, I was confident, but AG convinced me we ain't winning it. I think you've got a massive chance, and I really do. I think this could be your year.
You got to be in it to win it, and you're in it.
Big up, disabled team. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know where Dave is, but hopefully he will be here. Cave Light was Superman said he couldn't do Bond because of the racial abuse he was getting. Oh, that's awful. That's awful.
I love Idris Elba. I think he's brilliant. That one he done where he was with the girl. What was it called, Kate?
Luther.
Oh yeah, Luther. I thought that program was brilliant, and the girl in it was fantastic.
And the film was brilliant as well.
Yeah,
I love him. No, we haven't seen the Defoe documentary yet. I'm sure we will watch it at some point. Tom Hardy does the same accent in every film.
I know.
I just thought in the craze he was sensational. Luther has to be the best.
And when he was the Tottenham supporter in prison.
Oh, Bronson.
Yeah.
And he was also brilliant in Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, he was brilliant in that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Phil. Tom Hardy, to me, was made to be James Bond. And trust me, I'm a woman, I know. And no, I don't think he should be Scottish. Yeah, you could have been Bond all day long. He was good in Venom as well, yes, and Bane. Do you know what? Who is it who does the accent for Bane that we watch? Someone on YouTube.
I can't remember.
Oh my God, who is it? Or someone on the telly does the voice of Bane, and you would think it was them. I'm sure it's someone on YouTube. I can't think who it is now. Joey, you wimp, and there was I Think You're All Man. I'm good, thanks, Bobby K. Been busy with having granddaughter live with us now. My oldest son has had his daughter, so it's been hectic. Well, it's nice to see you, Stuart. Jacob, who's Jacob? Yeah, I don't know where Dave is. I've texted him, he's not answered. I hope everything's all right. Bond is a Scottish character, should be played by a Scotsman. I don't agree. I have to say, I think the worst Bond of all, apart from that gonk, Timothy Dalton, I think the worst one was Daniel Craig. I thought it was diabolical. The worst Bond ever. But Pierce
when Daniel Craig took over, it kind of it went to in a different way, didn't it? He was more violent, and the suaveness left him.
He was like an assassin rather than. Sorry, I've turned my camera off. I've got something in my eye.
He was like a hitman.
Yeah, it was like an assassin, not a spy, and there was no suaveness there. And I don't think Bond should be blonde either, in my opinion. Oh, yes, Jacob. Jacob does the Bane voice. Oh, my God, he does it so good. He does it so good. I've never seen a George Lazenby Bond, so I can't say. Look, I don't know if Dave's coming, but I'm going to start with some of our talking points, Jimbo. And then I can ask him when he comes in. Obviously, in the news, Forest, the camera is not off. What does that mean? It was off, wasn't it? I had something in my eye. I don't like sorting myself out. Forest have been deducted 4 points for FFP. In the independent report, it has been revealed that Atletico Madrid made a €50 million bid, whilst Brentford offered £40 million for Brennan Johnson. Have we signed a gem, and do Spurs fans need patience for this guy?
Excuse me. I think we need to have a bit of patience. I think that it's a bit early to condemn him at the minute. And I said on your show the other day that I'm not going to say anything about his price tag because that's not his fault.
Yeah.
So if we'd have paid 10 million for him, 20 million for him, people wouldn't be screaming so much just because we paid 50 million. But that's not his fault. That's down to the club for paying it. But yeah, we've got to have a bit more patience with him. He hasn't been here long, and It's all new to him, the club, the team. Sometimes it takes players longer to settle in than other players. You know, we had VDV and Venom come in, and they settled in straight away. But other players, look, Sonny never settled in straight away when he come. It's just give him a bit more time. I think we should really next season start having a conversation. Is he good enough or not? Then, you know, if you ask me now, right this second, is he good enough? I would say probably no, right? But I think that's a bit unfair on him because of the time he's been here.
Yeah, Rodders, you're right. Everyone wants it now. It takes 9 months to have a baby. Everyone needs to relax. I mean, when I saw LB yesterday, he said that Man City went in for him. So I thought I've got to read this report, which, let me tell you, is a long old report. So I skimmed read it, but it says that they contacted the agents of Manchester City, Manchester United, Arsenal, Spurs, Villa to see if anyone was interested in Brennan Johnson. But Atletico were the first to put in a bid. Then Brentford come in for 35. Then they came in for 40, but they said, no, we want 50. Tottenham come in for 47.5, and they accepted it. But had they have sold him for the 35, they wouldn't have actually been over FFP rules. They would have stayed within the threshold. So it's kind of like, in a way, because their greed has cost them 4 points and potentially could cost them their place in the Premier League. But I do think it's a little bit too early to say, big up, Phil. Nice to see you. Phil Army, have a good day. And yeah, speak soon. I think it's a little bit too early to say he's useless. I mean, I said on the Irish Hotspur yesterday that I would rather keep Werner than Johnson, purely because I think we'd get more money for Johnson and we could invest it better. But I think we need to have someone as a starter above him.
Yeah.
Boris need to sell again, and we should be all over Murillo and MGW both correct. Yeah, Morgan Gibbs White. I agree. 100% agree. I mean, I did say yesterday that they're saying that we want Gallagher. I still can't see that happening because of his connections to Chelsea. But time will tell. You never know. Football's a funny old game and all that. Anything can happen.
I just got a pop-up, Kate.
Yes.
Right. Chelsea heading towards bigger points deduction than Everton and Nottingham Forest.
Who's that from? TalkSport?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's read it. Let's see what it says. Chelsea are facing the very real possibility, so it's not confirmed, of a bigger points deduction than Nottingham Forest and Everton next season. That's according to football finance expert Stefan Borson, who joined TalkSport's White and Jordan today. Chelsea, meanwhile, splashed more than $1 billion on new signings, blah, blah, blah. In order to comply with profit and sustainability rules, they cannot lose more than 105 million over 3 years, with Chelsea failing to qualify for Europe last season and struggling to do so again. He admits the Blues face an almighty task to avoid punishment. He said there was an assumption with Mason Mount, because he was announced on Man United's website on July the 1st, that his sale had been put into this current season. So the £55 million of profit was in this season. It now transpires that Mason Mount appears to have been transacted into last year's, and that is how they got through that FFP rules, which means they've now got a £55 million bigger hole than last season. Wow. Blah, blah, blah. They need... they have to find players. They have to find buyers for Trevor Chalobah for 20 million. I'd take him. I really rate him if he can stay fit. Armando Broja for 40 mil. No, thank you. And Conor Gallagher for 50 mil. No, thank you. If they can do those sort of deals before June the 30th, they could avoid a penalty. Now, anyone who's in business will know that you ain't going to pay that, are you? You're going to say, stuff you, we're going to give you this. If you don't like it, lump it, because we all want Chelsea to be punished. Every other team's going to want Chelsea to be punished. That's just the way of the world. But yeah, we'll see. Dan says, I'd rather Johnson on the bench than Skip Dyer and the rest of the poor players. He's young and just sometimes players improve later and are not immediate greats. Yep, completely agree with what you're saying there. Gibbs White is a better player than Gallagher and cheaper. Yep. Yeah, TalkSport are all headlines. I agree, but do you know what? Is it Wednesday today? I did actually hear that interview yesterday. Wow, Carl Walker-Peters. No, not for me. No. We got rid of him once.
Yeah.
No.
He's not the answer.
Chalobah, yes, please. Yep, I agree. Chalobah, why does everyone rate him? I think he's brilliant. Oh, there you go. Chalobah's bang average. So another player that will split the fan base should we decide to proceed and try and sign him. I think he's a good backup player for us, or a good rotational player for us. Chelsea need a bigger stadium, but they can't because they sold their pitch to the fans to stay afloat. These point deductions are not enough. Imagine City get 24 points, 5 times more than Forest. They'd stay in the league if taken at the end or start. Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. I can see Daniel Levy now rubbing his hands together at Chelsea. Mark says, see, they just mentioned these three, but they missed 35 million buyout for Lukaku, 35 buyout on Maddison. I could keep going. To be honest, FFP is fine. It's what we grasped ourselves up for. No, Mark. First of all, it's not FFP. It's profit and sustainability, which is completely different to FFP. And the other thing is the Lukaku thing. It's not pure profit, so it doesn't quite work out that way, because I heard him talking about it. Dave just messaged me. He said his internet's not bloody working and he's about to F it out the window along with the computer. I'm so sorry, Kate. We might have to reschedule. So I don't know if Dave will be on. I will get him on. We will do it next week. If he can't do it today, we will do it next Wednesday. Because it can't be helped. Certain things happen, it can't be helped. So, also, Chelsea can't build their stadium because it infringes the right of light.
Things like this happen when you try and get stars on the show.
Yeah, I know, Dave. Diva Dave, I'm going to call him from now on. He should have his little minions sorting his internet out for him. Carl Walker-Peters is excellent. He really isn't excellent. Honestly, he isn't. He looks good at Celtic, but he isn't excellent. Trevor's not that great. I think he's got... Well, I mean, you know better than me. I've always thought he looked quite good. Always look forward to the Uncle Jim and Auntie Kate show. Big up, Destiny. Thank you for that. As I said, Dave was due on. His internet's not working, so I'm not sure he will get on. But if he does not get on, I will reschedule for next week. Do not fear. We'll find other things to talk about as well. Plus, we've got a new show coming soon. It will be every other Wednesday. I'm not going to go into details what it is, but it'll be every other Wednesday. It'll be Wedded Bliss one week and this other show the week after. Something all to do with football, but something to help us get through the when the season ends and international breaks, when the news is less you can't really talk about matches and stuff. So yeah.
See what Bobby K's put.
Well, Dave Big Times Kate. I haven't got that yet. He sent me a picture of his hub and it says sync, but there's no power, no internet, no Wi-Fi, no phone.
We had this problem the other day. We had to ring up. We had to ring up the company, didn't we? And they had to do it over the phone.
I just said to him, please don't stress about it. It doesn't matter. Which is why they wanted to buy Battersea Power Station to build a stadium before the shopping centre deal went through.
Yeah, I remember that.
Profit and sustainability regulation. You can spend 70% of what you make. TalkSport always talk about Chelsea, but never mention City. He's too injury prone, Chalobah. That's what I said. He is. That's the only thing that concerns me. He does get a lot of injuries. Bobby, I know you. Oh, I'm getting mixed up with Cameron Carter-Vickers. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but even so, Carl Walker-Peters, yeah, he does look good for Southampton, but even then, I still don't think he's good enough for Spurs. I'm sorry. I don't. Can we reschedule for tomorrow or Thursday? I can't do tomorrow. Or I can't do Thursday or Friday. It'll have to be next week.
Why? Why can't you do Thursday or Friday?
Tomorrow's members show. And Friday... Yeah. Oh, mind you, we won't have a Premier League preview.
No, we can do Friday. The girls won't mind, I'm sure, because there's no There's no what's it called this weekend, is there? I'm
Premier
sure
League.
Ellie and Mia won't mind because there's no football this weekend.
No, I'll check. What did Rob say? Sorry, Chalobah being bang average would be a great guy because Mr. Box Office is calling out our bang average players. Mr. Box Office thinks everyone's a bang average player. He called Erling Haaland a below average John Carew. I mean, that says it all. I can't even cope with that statement. Big up to you, Martin Knightsbridge. Members show tomorrow, should you wish to come on. It's always good to see you and your lovely wall. One of my dad's better deals, that Battersea Power Station project. Kate, that's not Cameron Carter because you're getting mixed. Oh, you're getting mixed up. I know. I'm blonde. Sometimes you have to just bear with me. It's all these. Do you know what it is? It's because they've got double-barreled names. So I just think they're the same person. That's just how my brain works. If we do get Carl Walker Peters again, it will be because of club homegrown. Yeah. Big up, Alan. How nice to see you. Nice. I need to speak to you and get you on the channel soon as well with this new show I'm doing. Dave says he's really sorry to all the viewers, but he's going to come on, providing the girls don't mind, Friday instead. So I'll speak to Mia and Ellie. No worries, Dave.
Mia and Ellie, they'll be fine.
Love you regardless.
Too easy spam people.
So yeah, I will speak to Ellie and Mia, and providing they're okay, I will get Dave on Friday. So he does apologise. Robinson from Fulham is a good player at a good price. Do you know what? The funny thing was I was slagging off Robinson before the game, saying, how often does this happen to me, Jimbo? As soon as I put down a player, they have the game of their life. But I think I was thinking of the other side with Castagna. I don't know. I was having a blonde moment. It's just happened. Just ask the wall, and the wall wants to come on tomorrow. Yes, good. I look forward to seeing you and the wall tomorrow, Martin. You all right, Ralph? He's snoring. Robinson's perfect for Spurs. Yeah, I'll shut up about that. Big up the power couple of Tottenham Hotspur. Big up, Alan. Like I say, I've got you down on the list as someone I want to come on my new show, which will be starting soon. So I will speak to you about that. Any chance of a Spence return? He's playing well. Yeah, he's getting fantastic press. I saw an article on him the other day. Absolutely. They like he's flying over there. But we'll see. Doesn't matter anyway. We'll sign that West Ham boy because he's free and Ledley recommended him. I don't know who that is. Got to admit, with all this PSR and FFP rules, you guys are in prime position to really strengthen, but your chairman won't loosen the purse strings. Yep. Ellie can't make it today. I need to ask you and Mia if you mind if we don't do our Friday show and have Dave on instead, because there's no Premier League preview anyway. So yeah, I think we're going to get him on Friday if you don't mind. Big up, Phil P. Woo! Phil. Good to see you. Kate just spoke to me and she said she won't stream with any other man than Ben. Oh, do you know what? I'd pay money to watch them two stream together. It has me in stitches. It just has me in stitches. Ben, what's his Lee Smithy Smith sending me pigeon porn again. It's so naughty. No, Spence should get sold. I have grey moments and forget everything. Yeah, getting old. The boy's Ben Johnson, who I think is Ledley's cousin. Okay. Well, let's hope he's as good as him then. Yeah, that's cool. Dave is sexier. Jimbo, another question I had for Dave. We're currently sitting in 5th, 3 points behind 4th. Are we ahead of where you anticipated at this start of the season?
No, I expect us to win the league. No, we're doing well. Being all serious, we're doing well. We're doing well considering. I mean, a lot of people thought we'd finish between 6th and 8th. You know, I always said between 4th and 6th. I thought we'd finish. We seem to finish around about there most years. We had one under Conte. We finished 8th, didn't we? But no, I think we're doing. I think we're doing well. The thing is, what people have got to understand is Andrew's come in and his system is completely different to what we're used to, you know. And it's a harder working system. They have to work harder. They have to be fitter, and we've got a lot of new players as well. So it's not just going to be settled straight away. It's going to take a little bit of time. So we always knew we were going to lose. He told us we're going to lose some games here and there, and that's what's happened. So yeah, I think we're way ahead of schedule, and I think we've got to have a bit of faith in Ange, a bit of faith in the players. I'm going to say a bit of faith in Levy that he's going to pull his money out or pull the club's money out this summer and top us up with some really good players. I'm expecting 4 or 5 players to come in this summer of good quality. And as I said to you the other day, Kate, and you're of the same stance as me, for me, this is the summer, do or die for Levy. We've my people like me, not so much you, but people like me have made excuses for him over the years. And I made excuses when the stadium was being built and we never bought players. That people have got to realise they were spending a lot of money, even though they borrowed money, they still had to lay out money. But he's got no excuse now because the stadium's been built 4 years, 5 years, and they've got good money coming in now, right? And they're advertising everything we're doing. So really, they're putting it out there themselves that we've got the go-karting, the skywalk, the concerts, the boxing, you know, the NFL. So we know we're making massive money. So now he's got to show us where that money's going to go. So this is the summer for me.
We've got Dave's coming in disguise. He's disguised himself as Queen Elly.
I'm the less sexier version of Dave.
No, you're not, Ellie. Don't say such things.
Anyway, I just sent you a funny message, Kate.
I saw it.
I thought Katie Beattie, the pigeon form lover. I reckon it's for Richarlison. I reckon it's naked pictures of Richarlison. That's what I think.
Oh dear. Are you well, Ellie?
Yeah, I'm really well. Angela's gone out, right? But she's coming back in about 5 minutes. So I thought I'll keep the camera off because she's going to come in with loads of bits. She went down Enfield Town. Yeah, but I've been keeping all right. I'm not too bad. Yeah.
Good. Big up, Aaron says, massive big up. Hope you're both good. Still reckon we'll get top 4 and no excuses this summer for good signings.
Yeah, that's right.
Every summer has been the most important make or break for years. Can't wait for the 2024 version. AJ says, we're doing well. New manager, new players, new system. Losing the best striker in the world. Talks of relegation and getting battered every week, and we're 5th. It's a process. Yes, I agree. Ellie, I'll come to you on this. Arteta and Klopp both finished 8th in their first season. Sir Alex Ferguson finished 11th and is first at Man United. Are our fan base too reactionary and quick to jump on the manager and the owners as soon as we lose a game?
Yeah, I think we should be called drama queens. Flipping hell. You know what I mean? It's worse than what's that program on TV with the housewives?
Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, not Desperate Housewives. You know the housewives of whatever.
Oh yeah.
They're like that. They're like all over the place. They just overreact. We're a fan base of overreactors. We are, right? But the main thing is we've got to be patient because Arteta's nearly there, isn't he? Yeah. And like if he wins the league, he would have deserved it because they've been fantastic, Arsenal. But we're just slightly behind them in terms of probably not goal power, because I think we could have scored a lot more goals as well this season. We just muffed quite a lot. But in terms of defensive and organisation, they look a better outfit than us. But our fans have just got not calm down, because it's always good to have a little bit of passion. You know, it shows you love your club, all right? But I think they've got to calm down in respect of the way they act and the things they write. And, you know, that Anne should change his style. That's the main thing I don't like. He's not a stubborn man. He believes in what he's doing, right? And he just needs a few tweaks here and a few tweaks there. And if Levy gives him those 2 tweaks that he needs, 2 or 3 tweaks in the team, so I don't think we're too far off, you know.
Yeah.
And then we'll be cooking. So come on, we have to stay calm, guys.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben's put, I'm fed up of being patient. I've been patient most of my life. Ben, I'm 45. Yeah. I've been patient too. You're not the only one.
52 this year, so I've got one on all of you. No, Jimbo's the same age as me, so me and Jim are in the same boat, aren't we? But we've seen trophies, haven't we, Jim?
Yeah.
We've seen us win really good trophies as well. And the year I was born, we won the FA Cup. The year before, we did the double. And the year after, we won the European Cup Winners' Cup. And we nearly won the European Cup, which was the proper European Cup, when the top team in England and other countries would be in it, you know, and we were fiddled out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. My dad told me that.
Bruno, why are you saying why? Why? I'm not going to talk about other YouTubers if you're going to try and draw me into a conversation. That's all I'm going to say. Jim, do you think our fan base is too reactionary?
Yeah,
and the
definitely.
minute we lose the game,
yeah, definitely. I you know me, Kate, Mr. Calm. I don't have meltdowns. Never. If we lost 20-0, I wouldn't have a meltdown. It's not my way. I might scream and shout when the football's on, but as soon as it's finished, I get my sensible head back on. But I don't have meltdowns, and I don't think there's any reason to have a meltdown in a minute. Just got to stay calm and have some trust in Ange that he's going to change the personnel we need to change and bring in the right team. And everybody's going to say, Levy, yes, 100% Levy. It's down to Levy now, right? Because I believe if Levy backs Ange, we will go places, right? But so yes, it's down to Levy, but let's not have a meltdown. Let's see what happens in the summer, and then maybe after the summer have some meltdowns, you know?
Yeah.
If he's not back.
Yeah, big up, Daniela. As far as I know, Richarlison has been called up for Brazil. Daniel says, unfortunately, to a lot of people, we ain't seen that success in our lifetime, so I can get why they're a bit impatient and a bit worried about a false dawn. Yeah, I get it. But do you know what? This is the point I was trying to make earlier on Mia's show. I didn't actually
Can I just say, sorry, Kate, can I just say, Bobby, you're allowed on this screen anytime.
Yeah, he knows that. He's been a pillock.
I love that word.
Yeah, pillock.
I haven't heard it for a while.
What I was trying to say on Mia's show is every year there's 4 trophies to be won. If you're in Europe, you've got 4 chances. And there's 38 Premier League. Hang on, no, there's not. There's 20 Premier League teams. Plus you've got obviously the European teams. Not everyone can win every year, right? And I don't agree that we don't compete. I don't agree with that. We get to finals, we get to semi-finals, but you can't blame Levy if the players don't show up. And people can say, well, he doesn't buy the good players. Well, people weren't saying these players weren't good when we got to a Champions League final. You know, Harry Kane is one of the best players in the world. He didn't turn up. Eriksen was one of the best players at the time. He didn't turn up. You know, you can't blame everything on Daniel Levy. I agree the recruitment hasn't been great, but it hasn't been terrible either. At times we've brought in some good players as well. I just think it's all a lot of the fan base. I feel when we lose, they can't wait to say, see, I told you, I knew this would happen.
But you see, the thing is, Kate, when it comes to that, you can't blame Levy for the recruitment, right? Because he hires people. You can blame him for hiring the people that brought in the recruitment. You can blame him for that, but the recruitment's down to people that pick them, right? And if it's down to them. If they say this is the player Conte wants, or Ange wants, or Mourinho wants, and he's good enough for what we want, and then you can't blame Levy for that. You can blame him for hiring the stupid people that picked him. That there was one here that whoever bought on Dembele, right? The first time we saw what on Dembele was, he should have got sacked.
Yeah.
Right.
Agreed. AJ says our fan base is overly reactionary and unbelievably toxic, telling each other how to support our club, what not to do, what not to say, insulting people who think differently. It's vile. I said it yesterday to Jim. We've got the most toxic fan base in the league, and I don't think Arsenal are far behind, because when they were doing bad, they were really fighting amongst each other.
Yeah.
But I think our fan base is awful, and I think a lot of it comes because of Daniel Levy, because the Levy outers think we should all be Levy out, and I think it causes a massive divide. And the Levy inners probably don't like the Levy outers. I mean, so it just always will cause that divide, and I think that's never going to go away unless Levy leaves, and I don't see that happening for a long time. So
yeah, so can I say something on that, Kate?
Of course you can.
Yeah, I was just going to say, right, so we're the 5th biggest spenders, yeah, and we're 5th in the league at the moment, and we've always been around about 2nd, 3rd, 4th or 5th, haven't we? But we've reached the heights of 2nd, and we were competitive, and we did get to finals, so that you're right in that respect.
And a lot of semi-finals, Ellie.
Yeah, and loads of semi-finals we lost. I think we were probably champions of losing semi-finals. But what I would say is, like, I'm going to bring it back to Al Pacino now to make you all laugh, right? So in the Al Pacino film Scarface, he says, firstly you get the power, and then first of all you get the money, then you get the power, and then you get the girl, right? But the girl is the trophies. So we've got the money, we've got the power because we've got FFP power. Right, now we need to get the girl, right? So there's no excuses now because we've got everything in place. Postecoglou's put everything in place like Man City did with the foundations and building up the club and making us unite. Maybe the fan base is split because of Levy, but that will always be the case because that's reality, right? But I think we're in a prime position to move on and win those trophies now. We've got no excuse, all right? So, but the thing is, when you get to finals, you can lose it. It's 50-50, but you have to turn up. And I think some of the finals we've played, we haven't played our best, have we? It's like we played the occasion rather than the final. You know?
And we've been up against some good teams as well.
Yeah, and we've had, because you're up against teams that are winning trophies and got that confidence, you know, but Poch's team could go toe-to-toe with anybody, right? It's just that they froze on the day that we really needed them to step up, right? So that's the way football is sometimes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But at the end of the day, we are in a prime position now. And like Jimbo said, Levy's got to back this manager because he's putting everything in place to get us there.
Yeah, I agree, Ellie. I mean, Phil P says we're the worst of the top 6 in terms of trophies. We didn't used to be like this. We used to regularly win trophies. I disagree. The buck always stops at the top. The thing for me is, I think the level now of teams is higher. I think the money in the game is so much higher. I mean, how can Tottenham? Yes, we've got billionaire owners, but how can we compete with a state-owned, oil-run powerhouse like Manchester City? You know, we're trying. I don't think you can say we're not trying, but I think it's all. I just think it's all quite entitled to sort of say we should be winning trophies. Why? We haven't got any right.
Levy's side now, right? Because Levy, I was having a really good conversation with 2 of my brothers yesterday, right? And we had about an hour's chat about it, and they were on the side of Levy in terms of the business because he has done well. So if he's pumping in all these extra things that are bringing in money to the club, right, then give it to the football side. Yeah, that's the only thing we say. Give it to the football side so that the football side can get better.
Yeah.
You know, we are in the business of football and we want to win things because every fan, we don't want to just be competing. We want to win.
Can I just butt in there, Ellie?
Yeah, cool.
Ben just put Wigan won an FA Cup even. Yeah, but Ben, what you got to look at, right? It depends who you come up against. They might have come up against easier teams to get to the final, you know? Well, I mean, you've got to remember a lot of the cups that have been won in the past has been by Chelsea, right? And Chelsea, it was so hard to beat Chelsea. They had such a good team and they had a billionaire owner, right, that didn't care about losing money. He just threw money at the club and got the best players. And now we've got City doing that, right? And then you've got Arsenal now. Arsenal have come up and are becoming a fantastic team. You've got Liverpool, are always there or thereabouts. It's hard, and you can't say, well, Wigan won one. Well, that's a silly statement to me, because it doesn't matter who wins it. It's who you come up against on the way. You know,
they beat Man City in the final, Ben's saying.
Yeah, I know they did. I know they did. But if you get to the final and then it is anyone's game, you know, and we haven't turned up. We never turned up against Liverpool. You know, I can't sit there and blame Levy for that. It's not Levy's fault that we lost to the final against Liverpool.
Yeah,
you can't blame Levy for that. I actually don't blame the players for that. I blame Poch for that. That was Poch's fault. I think he messed up with his starting team.
Yeah, I agree. Because bloody Lucas Moura was on a high, and he drops him. What sort of message is that sending? And he played a crock. Kane was a crock. He was.
Big up, Paddy. Dave, actually, you're kind of right. His internet's not working. So the little leprechauns obviously aren't cycling quick enough to get his internet working. But he will be on the channel on Friday instead.
He's not so little, though, Dave. He's he's tall.
It's a shame, because in a lot of those semi-finals we have been in, we played well and just got unlucky. Premier League's a reflection of international football, as the lesser teams or countries are getting better now, and then a lesser team rises up. Phil P says, we've been better than Woolwich for 8 or more years, and in that time we won FA, and they've won multiple FA Cups. To be fair, a lot of us still remember Levy sacking Mourinho before a final. Yeah, I mean, that was madness.
Yeah, that was madness. No one could stick up for him for that. That was bonkers.
No. Yes, Poch made some very dumb decisions. Only Spurs could drop a hat-trick goal scorer in the Champions League final. Yeah. It's just amazing. And Liverpool got lucky with the pen. Yep. Playing Son left wing back against Chelsea was his worst decision. Yeah.
I know. Do you know, I was at GBC. I was sitting here thinking about that when someone just put up a comment about Poch, and I was thinking he played Sonny at the back. I mean, that was just mental.
And playing Harry Winks with both finals. Bloody hell.
Yeah. We wouldn't pay a little bit extra for Grealish, Diaz, etc. I get it. You know, I don't tell people.
I can understand. Sorry, Kate. I can understand people being upset about that, because I was upset about that. I mean, I was pulling my hair out with Grealish. He had to pay a couple more million, and we'd have got Grealish. And at the time, he was one of the best players in the Premier League.
I reckon we should go in for Grealish, because he can't be happy sitting on the bench.
No, there are rumours that he's not happy at all, but well, there is rumours as well, Ben. There is a lot of people say that he did have in his contract that he has to play in all finals. Who do you think we need to get rid of this summer, Ellie? I'll ask you that question.
Let's get rid of. Well, I'm not going to say my man, because
surprise.
It'd be a good squad player to have, but whether he stays, that's another question. I reckon Reguilon's got to go, even though he's on loan. Brian Hill, all right, I did like him at first, but he's not getting any game time anyway, so we can't see him. Lo Celso, because he's a lazy git. Yep. Sorry, Lo Celso. For the Argentinians are watching, I apologise. I think Ben Davies, he's had his day. Get rid.
Yeah.
Not even for a squad player now. We can get better. We can get better.
Yeah.
Not. I don't call them backups. I call them squad players, and they have to be just nearly as good or just as good as, so they give competition. Who else? Obviously, not.
Ndombele, she was going to say there.
That was Angela phoning me. Sorry about that. Not on Bell. I lose track because we've got Joe Roden, who we haven't sold yet, haven't we? So he's got to go. He's got to go. Who else is out on bloody loan? There's so many players out on loan, you lose track. Your head gets muffled. Yeah. Anyway, all of those that I've mentioned, and if I've missed any, you'll fill me in.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of people have said Sessegnon. Højbjerg.
Not my man, no.
I think Højbjerg wants to go. I think that's the difference, but I'm not sure.
I don't think he wants to go. I think he realises that he's not going to be part of the first team as a fixture like he was under Conte, and he was first team football. So, you know, I think he would stay if he was guaranteed, say, half of the matches. I think he would stay.
For me, I would get rid of Højbjerg. I'd get rid of Royale, Celso, Ndombele, Sessegnon.
I didn't say Royale for Nick.
Yeah, Reguilon, Rodon. I'm not sure about Spence. He's a real difficult one because
I haven't seen nothing of him. I think
exactly
5 or 10 minutes versus Forest, and I can't think of any other matches he played. Maybe 5 minutes against Rangers in the warm-up when he came on the last 5 minutes in the pre-season, and that's about it.
Yeah. Sorry, Nick. He just said I'm still listening. Sorry, but I would get rid of Emerson.
Royale, Nick, because me and you've got Royale, I've got Højbjerg. They'll be good squad players.
I think Emerson's just diabolical.
He is diabolical, but I didn't want to say that. sometimes he plays all right. You know, when he does the simple things and he doesn't try and do things that he can't do, just keep it simple, and he just defends, because his defensive work is not too bad.
Yeah. Ellie, also, I'll ask you this first. Would you keep Timo Werner?
That's a difficult one. I would say no.
Okay.
Because nothing to do with the money aspect or what he's done with us so far. I just don't think he's the standard that we need coming off the bench or even starting. I think we need better, right? And I'd rather get a better player in his position than have him. Because I want better for our club, and I think we're lowering our standards if we do sign him.
Yeah. Jimbo, what do you think?
Yeah, I think for the money I'd buy him and have him as backup. I think he shows he comes on, he shows fight, he's lively. I think a bit more time, he could be a good backup for us.
Yeah,
I know it's an unpopular decision, but that's what makes the world tick.
It's your opinion, Jimbo.
Yeah,
that's
what I said on the Irish Hotspur yesterday. I said I'd keep him, and everyone was a bit like, "Whoa!" And I said it on the Hotspur Hood, but that is my opinion. I would keep him. I think he offers something. I mean, Nick says keep Werner and sell the pigeon. Nick says and get rid of the fraud that is PEH.
It's all right, Nick. It's all good.
I'd 1,000,000% keep him. Ellie, I love you, but I disagree. But Daniela agrees with you, Ellie. He's going to be one of these players that completely splits the fan base.
Yeah, he does.
Now, I'm not saying just buy him because he's cheap, Joey. I'm saying I think he can offer something as a substitute from the bench. He gets in some really good positions. Only players I'd keep are VDV, Doggy, and the rest are up for sale or replaceable. Wow, Dan's been savage. Yes. Daniela, what I'll say is, it's what I said on the Irish Hotspur. If you take away the fact he's not a natural goal scorer, but I still think he can offer us something different. So do you think Lucas Bergvall will get some game time or will go straight out on loan? I think he'll walk straight into the first team.
I mean, I've watched a lot of him this year. I've been watching, well, you know that, Kate. And I think that he's going to be an absolute gem. I do. I think he's going to be an absolute. I think we found ourselves a little gem there.
Yeah, we got another little gem called Alfie Devine, who will be part of the first team. I love him. I think he's brilliant, but he's not getting. He's getting game time at Plymouth, right? But I think when we bring him into the first team setup, and Dane Scarlett, people forget he is a fantastic talent.
I don't rate him, Ellie, at all.
I loved him since he was 8 years old. I've been watching him, and
I can't bear him.
Right, he needs to go on loan to a championship team, right, like we did with Kane, and he'll develop because he's bulked up as well. His body has become like a man, right? And we're going to see the best of him maybe not next season, the season after. I think he'll be ready.
I hope you're right. I don't see anything in Dane Scarlett that gives me any sort of hope that he's going to be any good at all.
Didn't you see that goal he scored against Shakhtar Donetsk?
Yeah, of course I did. But
you don't score that sort of goal if you haven't got talent.
Well, David Bentley scored that worldie and he was shit.
Yeah, but it wasn't that. That was like a volley. This one was a turn, a controlled turn. It was fabulous.
I don't see it. But Ellie, I mean, you've got a lot more ball knowledge than me. You played the game, so I hope you're right. Personally, me, if we got an offer for him, I'd sell him in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because that's what they said about Kane as well. That's what they were saying. They were saying, get rid. And look how good he became.
Yeah,
I think Bergville.
I've got a lot of time for Dane Scarlett. He's got a fabulous attitude as well.
I think Bergville will walk in straight into the first team. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
What I've seen of him.
Yeah,
he looks pretty tasty, doesn't he, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dane Scarlett played 34 games for Portsmouth, scored 4. He's nearly 20. He isn't young. Not a fan.
Yeah, but they played him on the wing, and he didn't give him much game time. They had a change of manager, and they didn't give him much game time, which was really rotten for him because he lost a lot of his confidence. And remember, Kane went on loan, and he didn't do particularly well at Millwall or Leicester. He didn't score loads of goals, and he came back, and Sherwood gave him his chance, if I'm right, or was it Harry Redknapp?
No, it was Sherwood.
It was Sherwood, wasn't it? Yeah, Sherwood went to Black Daniel leaving. He said, I think this boy's got something special. Yeah? And he gave him his chance, and the rest is history.
Yeah. AJ says Werner has played for us 8 times. He's only played over 80 minutes 4 times and has come off the bench late on in 3 games, yet he has 2 goals and 2 assists. What more are you expecting? I agree. And also Paul G said, I saw more in 10 minutes on the weekend of Werner than I did 60 with Johnson. I wanted Werner to start. I said it on the pre-match pump-up. I think he should have started Werner.
I think Werner and Bentancur and PH, if they'd come on at half time, I don't think we lose that game. I don't.
I know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't. The whole game, it changed, and all of a sudden we looked like we could score, and it's only because they missed under. I mean, we could have been 3-2 within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
If Johnson and Vernon put them chances away, but look, I'm not going to slaughter them for missing because I've seen loads of big players, including Haaland and Kane, miss chances. But they did change the game, and I think if I blame anyone for that game, I blame Ange because he should have made changes quicker.
Yeah,
and also, right, what I like to add to that to back my man as well, right. So when we finished 4th, right, under Conte, right, it was Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Benny in a 2-man midfield. Right, and they were fabulous that season, and they've got a really good understanding, and it showed. They picked up on 2 years back prior, right? And I agree with Jim. If we started them the beginning of the second half, we would have done a lot better in that game. I'm not saying we would have won it, but we created 5 clear chances to score, and we'd only created 4 in the first half. In that 15 minutes that they were on, and you could see the communication's fantastic because they're experienced players. You need that in a team. You can't have always youngsters because youngsters will let you down. They will.
Yeah.
A lot of the time they do.
Ben and Paul were both saying that he needs to start Højbjerg against Luton.
Do you know what? I agree with that, and I'll drop Basuma. I would. I would start Højbjerg, but he was G'ing the players up when he come on. So yeah, I agree with that.
I prefer him. I said on the Irish Hotspur fan show last night, I prefer him to start Basuma so that he doesn't lose his confidence because he is a fantastic player. He's just lost his way. He's lost a bit of his mojo, and he seems a bit lost sometimes, and he's playing the simple pass. That's not Basuma's game. Basuma's game is to drive forward and make things happen. and he hasn't been doing it. So I hope we see a different Basuma against Luton, because that's the match that started his downfall.
Yeah. Ben, I don't agree with that. This fan base has an agenda against Højbjerg, but thinks Royale is brilliant. I don't rate either, but I think Højbjerg is better than Emerson, because I think Emerson is the most poor excuse of a footballer I think I've ever seen.
You're so harsh on him. He's not that
I'm not.
bad.
He's useless. It's useless, Jim. I'm sorry,
I'm
but
not saying he's the standard. I'm not saying he's the standard we want. But you're talking like he shouldn't be a footballer. He should be. He's good enough to be a footballer.
No, he shouldn't. He should be a full-time Instagrammer, because he can dance and he sings and he makes stupid videos, and everyone goes, "He's such a good guy to have around the changing room." I don't care. He's useless. Useless.
That was like Joe Hart. He was a good man to have around the dressing room.
Yeah, we got to be savage.
Every footballer's had their day, right? Emerson can go. He can go back to either Spain, where Barcelona won't have him back. That's one thing for sure. They palmed him off to us. But sorry, Vic, but he isn't good enough. So if we want to progress as a football club, we need better.
Yeah. I agree with that statement, but I don't agree with UK where he shouldn't be a footballer. I'm sorry. He's putting some good performances for us.
No, he's putting some okay.
When we played Arsenal at home, when we beat them 3-0, he was fabulous. And when we played Liverpool away, but there's more games that he's not played well.
AJ says, Ellie, you don't want Pierre to leave as you rate him when he's had 2 decent performances this season, but you wouldn't keep Werner, who is a constant threat and has contributed more than PEH.
No, it's not that I rate Højbjerg right above Werner. It's because I think we need experienced players like him, because they add value, not just in their know-how, but when they come on, he can influence the game, and he has. Most of the times Pierre's come on, apart from the Newcastle game where he gave the ball away and he slipped over a couple of times, but people exaggerate. They say like he always falls over. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I personally think he wants out the door, but it'll be interesting. Jimbo, who for you's been our player of the season so far?
It's I'm gonna say that our most consistent player of the season has been Vicario, and VDV is close behind him. But I think Vicario, for me, even when we took losses, he saved us from bigger losses. I just think that he's been a revelation after who was our goalkeeper before? What was his name? I'm getting old. I forget.
Hugo Lloris.
Hugo Lloris, right? After Hugo Lloris, but I loved Hugo. I really did. I loved him as our keeper. But the last few seasons, he really went. You could tell his age, and he'd gone downhill. So after the last few seasons of Hugo, I think that he's been an absolute revelation, and I think that he's our player of the season. I think the out players have let us down a few times, and I don't think that he's let us down in any game. I think he's been brilliant. I really do. Even when he's letting 3 goals, can you blame him for the goals? I don't know.
Ellie, do you agree with Jimbo, or do you think it's somebody else?
Yeah, I agree with Jimbo. Right, special mention to DDV, but he's been injured. He's pulled his hammy, which is not his fault, But when you think about it, he's recovered so many and stopped so many goals from being scored, because he covers the whole of the back line, doesn't he? For the players that want to venture forward. But Vicario, what a player! And it's not just the way he's played; it's his temperament, his passion. When we score, he's like incredible to watch. When we've won the match at the end, he's such a good man to have on that pitch. To lift the other players, all right. And you can see he's very upset when we lose.
Yeah,
and that is a very good sign that somebody cares. And like he said, that he would sign in blood when he came and joined us. That's the sort of thing you want to hear. And he plays like that on the pitch. He's all blood and thunder, And he's a very good communicator as well, by the way. When you go behind that goal in the North Stand, you'll hear him. He's so vocal. He's brilliant at drilling the defence and telling them what to do. So yeah, my man of the season, even though the season's not over, he's still going to get it because there's no one who's going to overtake him.
See, I was 100% Vicario, but when you look at his stats, he's letting far more goals than Onana for Man United, who has been slated this year. And you can't really.
Yeah, but Kate, you got to look at the defence he had in front of him a lot of the games.
Yeah. He's had Davis and Emerson instead of Porro and VDV for quite a lot of games. So that makes a difference because they get behind us. And the way we play, Kate, we're a high-risk team, aren't we? So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm torn between three. I think Vic has got to be in the equation because of the difference he's made. I think VDV has got to be in the equation, but obviously he's been injured a lot, so it's hard to say him. But I think Porro as well, because he's been. I know he had a terrible game at the weekend, but he is constantly available. He's always there, and he always gives it 100%. And for the most part, he has been fantastic this season, as has Udogie actually. So it is.
It's hard because the out players, I suppose. I suppose if 4 or 5 of them are not clicking, it's hard for the other ones. But I mean, we've had. You've just named them: VDV, Udogie, Porro. And it is hard. But if I had to pick one, right, I would pick the keeper. Like Bobby K is going to pick Van der Ven.
I think I'll go with the keeper because I think that was the area we really needed improving, and he's walked in and he's shown that how much we needed it improved because he's made such a difference. So I will go with Big Vic because I love Big Vic.
I agree with you with Porro's passion as well.
Yeah,
Kate.
yeah.
I love him when he celebrates, doesn't he? When he does a tackle.
VDV, I'm going to cheer Bobby up here. VDV is an absolute Rolls Royce. The tackles he does, he's just unbelievable, and they're so clean. You know, he gets the ball. You very rarely see him make a foul. He is just such a good defender. We are so lucky to have him. We really are, and I'm glad he's got a massively long contract. So it's going to be hard for anyone to get him out of the club. He's a Rolls Royce.
Joey says, does anyone think that Maddison has been underwhelming so far, even taking his injury into consideration?
Well, I think before the injury, he was a breath of fresh air for us. But I don't think he's hit the height since he's had his injury. So I'm not going to condemn him. Let's give him a bit more time to get himself. I don't think he's fully fit, if you want to know the truth.
Ellie, do you think he's been a bit underwhelming, old James Maddison?
Yeah, I do. And it's disappointing in a way because you'd think like he's played 6 games since his return now. He should be cooking, right? Because it takes 2 or 3 games more or less to get your fitness back. But like Jim said, I don't think he's fully fit. I just don't think he is. He's not influencing games. He's done a few good things when he's been back, but there's not been enough from him. And we expect really great things from James Maddison. So, yeah, he's been a bit underwhelming since he's come back. But I'm sure he's going to come good again because, you know, what do they say? Class is permanent, don't they?
Form is temporary, class is permanent.
That's right. And he's lost his form, but he'll find it again.
And
hurry up, James. Please.
Yeah, I think he's been an underwhelming signing, but I think that's purely because he showed in 10 games what he could do, or the first however many games, and he's not got back to that. But I agree with you, Ellie. I think he will get back to that.
Yeah.
I also kind of agree with what Bobby says here. I think Van der Ven is a far bigger upgrade from Dyer than Vicario is from Lloris. So, yeah, but I think the reason I'm not he would probably be the signing of the season for me, Van der Ven, but I'm talking about who's been our player of the season. I don't think he's been available enough to put him in there because of his injuries. That's the only reason.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, we're lucky to have them both.
Yeah. Apparently Manus Solomon's had more surgery. Dear, oh dear. I'm going to ask this question because we're finishing in a minute because I need to eat something before we go. I know we were going out for food, but I need to eat as well. I'm starving.
Yeah.
Ellie, who do you think, hand on heart today, if you had to have a bet, who wins the Premier League this season?
I don't like to say it, but I'm going to say Arsenal.
Yeah.
Really, they are playing the best football, and they've improved so much all round. If they don't get any injuries, yeah, I know it's hard. I hate myself for saying it, and I'll probably go and be sick in the toilet in a minute. So there you go. I'll leave it at that. I'm not saying any more. Otherwise, I'll get punished by the whole fan base.
Jimbo, who do you think is winning it this year?
Destiny, we're going for a nice Chinese.
Yeah, I've just written that.
I'm going to say Tottenham.
No, you can't. You can't, Jim. Come on.
No, you can, because there was a video put out today about all the scenarios. If they happen, we're going to win the league.
No, but Jimbo, seriously, if you had,
I'm going to send it to you, Kate, Jimbo.
If you had to put £100 on a team today to win it, who would you put it on?
So I'd put it on City.
City. I'm with Ellie. I've been saying it for a few weeks. I think it's Arsenal's season this year. I think they're going to win it. But I'll probably have to have a shower to clean myself after. But
and they would deserve it. They really would. I know it's hard to say, and I'm biting my lip as I'm saying this. The toilet's only 2 inches away from me.
Ellie, whoever wins the Premiership, right? If they win it, they deserve it. Because to come out on top
apart from when Leicester won it. I think apart from when Leicester won it over us, because I think we scored the most goals, conceded the least amount of goals, and I think we played the best football that season. I think we really deserved to win the league. We were fabulous that season.
We was, but we didn't win the games we needed to win.
Yeah.
So,
I'm saying, we played the best football.
But that's not good enough, Ellie, is it? You need to win the games, the big games that you need to win to keep you up there. And so whoever wins the Premiership is the team that deserve it, because to win over a whole season in this league, right? Whoever finishes on top, as far as I'm concerned, it cannot be luck. You might get lucky in 2 or 3 games, but overall, right? Whoever wins this league deserves to win it. It's the hardest league. It's the hardest trophy for me to win in the world.
Yeah, I think Leicester, right? I was really angry that they won it, right? Because they were getting 1-0 here, there, and everywhere, and I thought everybody was bending over backwards and losing to them. That's how I felt, and I remember Terry on the terrace. He was saying, "You're going to think there's conspiracy theories, there's this, that, and the other against your team not to win the league," and that's how it felt for me at that time. And I thought, why are Leicester even in the picture? You know, because they weren't. It was Vardy over the top, and they weren't playing brilliantly, and we were playing fabulous football.
Yeah.
And like you said, Jimbo, we panicked in the key moments of the season.
Yeah.
And we threw all that good work away. Yeah.
I agree with what Rob Belcher says. Arsenal, unfortunately, they identified a player to take them to the next level, and bish, bash, bosh, £100 million on Rice.
Yeah.
They did. What a difference that guy has made to their team.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we haven't got that long to find it. So again, Ellie?
Because I was digging him out. I was saying he's not that good.
I know.
He stepped up, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
He was brilliant for West Ham, don't get me wrong. He was brilliant for them. He was their talisman, right? But for Arsenal, he's gone to another level.
Yeah, agreed. Dave looks different. Yeah, he's morphed into Queen Elly. Unfortunately, Dave's internet is broken, so he's going to come on Friday instead. Something's done with his hair and his voice as well. He must be wearing tight trousers. Towards the end of that season, teams were rolling the red carpet out for Leicester. People forgetting how much of a beast Mahrez and Kante were for Leicester in that winning season. Yeah,
and the coloured guy in the back, the big fella, He was fantastic.
Decent company.
Where's Morgan?
Where's Morgan? That's it. Where's
oh my God, he
Morgan?
was so good that season.
I remember all their team because they got on my nerves.
And I think he scored. I think he scored his record goal tally that season as well.
He did.
Morgan.
He saved them at last minutes and all sorts.
He was an absolute beast that season. He was
and they
so
had
good.
German as well. They had the German boy, the tall German boy. I can't think of his name at the moment. Like you, I get Plain Frog. Fox, sorry, not Plain Frog.
German guy.
I mean,
he scored at White Lane against us.
Everything clicked for them that season, and I watched them play against some of the big teams and beat them, and they were phenomenal. So they deserved it, Ellie. As simple as that, they deserved it.
Yeah, well, I just think we agreed to disagree on that one because I thought we were brilliant that season.
We was Ellie. We played some unbelievable games. We beat Liverpool 4-1. I mean, we was fantastic. But when it comes to the crunch, right, and the games we needed to win, the Chelsea game, you know, the Battle of the Bridge. I mean, we went
2-0 up, didn't we?
We bottled it. I'm sorry, we did. We bottled it. We bottled it on some games that we needed to win.
We didn't even finish second. We finished third.
I mean, I was watching Leicester thinking they're not going to win this game, right? And then they would go out and put a performance out that champions put out. And they were just phenomenal that season. So they did deserve it. I'm sorry.
Are you talking about Robert Huth, Ellie?
Robert Huth, that's it. He scored at White Lane. They beat us 1-0 at White Lane. I remember that game because we needed to win it.
Yeah.
We are a bit of bottle job club, you know, sometimes. You know, but I just thought overall we played the best football. We scored the most goals. We lit the least goals in. I think we were second on goal scoring. First on goal scoring, but I think we were tying with another team. I can't remember whether it was Arsenal or Man United that we tied with in least amount of goals conceded. But either way, we just got to agree to disagree, Jimbo.
Yeah. I just think over 38 games, the one who wins it deserves it.
Yeah.
Ellie, obviously, I'm going to end it there. When can we find you next, my lovely?
Well, I've been invited on Talk and Ball. Collins just messaged me about half an hour before I came on with you guys. So I'm on there at 4 o'clock. It's 3:30 or 4 o'clock. I think it might be 3:30. They might have changed it. But, so, and then, well, other than that, I'll be on with you guys next week. And there's international football to look forward to if you like that sort of thing. I think most fans have gone off it, from what I'm reading. So,
when's the England game?
I don't even know. I was asking Theo that yesterday, and he didn't even know either.
I don't watch international games.
How much international football we care about it. But I do like watching the England games. I do. Once they're on, I'll watch them. Right?
Oh, Saturday night.
If Southgate's going to change his tactics, but he never does.
No. It's Saturday night, apparently, the England game.
Saturday night. All right, then.
They're on in this house, even though Kate don't like it.
No.
I'll pencil it in.
But Jimbo, when are you on next?
Don't know. You tell me. When am I on next?
Friday. Unless you come on the member show.
Well, I'll see with the members show, because I'm on most days with you. If the member show's not really busy, I'll come on. If it's busy, I'll stay off.
Okay. And it's normally busy. Yeah. I'm back tomorrow at 12:30 for the members show. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much to everyone that's tuned in. Make sure you hit the likes on your way out. Thank you to Rakdos and Rodders for becoming new members. It means a lot. Like I say, come on tomorrow at 12:30 and have your say. New Arsenal transfer swap. We take Kate and Spurs take Egal, please. No, thank you. I appreciate the kindness, but no, thank you. And I'm sure the Spurs fan base don't want Egal either.
I want to say that he gets a lot of stick, Egal, but he's actually a really nice guy.
He's a nice guy, but his football opinions are terrible.
He's
got too much chest.
He's a nice guy, so I don't want to put him down. even though his football opinions are pony.
But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow. As always,
Free Spurs boys.
Yeah, make sure you go over everyone and sub to all the smaller channels which are here.
We're going to miss Brewing Bollocks, aren't we?
Yeah, Mile High Hotspur, Spurs Between the Lines, Lily White Lane, Eltel Cockerel, Time Added On, Coffee Company, Free Spurs Boys, Spurs Fraser TV, Irish Hotspur, Spurs Kings TV, Talk and Ball, United Spurs of America, every Tottenham channel. Please do go and subscribe to them all.
I will catch Brewing Bollocks, Bobby, later tonight.
But yeah, us little channels have to stick together. Ben has Brewing Bollocks at 3:30, so make sure you go over there. Big up, Erwin. We're all good, thanks. We're just finishing. Have a great day, everyone. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.